I think in the last 2 episodes we've mentioned that we have an iOS 19 leak video episode.
Yes. Okay. I forgot we mentioned that part.
The difference between when we said those things and right now is that we have now seen the things.
Yes. Welcome to Recycle Bin, episode 23.
Are we pretending to be like a real podcast
today? Today, on today's episode.
Okay, go ahead.
You can expect us talking about the past.
You know what's terrible?
The good old days. Why Apple sucks. Maybe what we can do to make it better. The importance of kegels. Exercising. Your pelvic floor. Daffodils. Quirks that I might have that I think I've discovered. And, of course, voicemails from you, the viewer, the listener. You can call us at 404-919-5530. Thanks so much. What's your problem already? I feel like you're already mad somehow.
I'm not mad, but this episode is a bit suspicious because at least, it should be public knowledge at this point that Bern runs Recycle Bin. This is his responsibility.
Uh-huh.
But at least, typically, I know 25%, 50% of what the show is going to be. This week, I've got no idea. I'm as blind as you, and that feels weird because I'm sitting down to record a podcast, and I know as much as they do as they're listening. Hey, Django's here.
Oh, good.
By the way, who called Django too big?
A lot of people.
They're wrong.
He is.
He's a panther.
He's just a cat.
Panther.
Who left fur all over the table, by the way.
What is a panther? A cat.
Yeah, that's true. So, let's get right into it.
Okay, what does that mean?
Well, normally we do business first.
Okay, go ahead.
But we kind of already talked about the business last week.
Okay.
With the iPhone 16e and stuff.
Yuck.
Yeah.
I hope to never talk about that phone again in my life.
Yeah, I would agree with you. But on the business front, we do have. We've mentioned.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
We've mentioned that we have our next video planned in the chamber, kinda. And this week the week that we're recording this. By the way, Recycle Bin this time is recorded on a Thursday.
Yeah,
normally recorded Friday.
I put in my notes that I wanted to tell you guys when we record for a couple reasons. Recycle Bin isn't as topical as other podcasts that I do. There's one other one. And so we usually record on Fridays and it's posted on Monday. I'm telling you guys that because, if you are thinking about sending in a voicemail and you want to be on the show, that's the day to hit for. So we will record on Fridays. So try to have your voicemails in by Friday morning, like our time, Eastern.
Right. But talking about our work week.
Okay,
here,
so
I don't even know how to.
Okay, this is how I think we should approach it. How we should say it.
Yeah.
When I think in the last 2 episodes we've mentioned that we have an iOS 19 leak video episode.
Yes. Okay. I forgot we mentioned that part.
The difference between when we said those things and right now is that we have now seen the things.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know if anyone is prepared.
No, not really.
Because we've seen a lot.
Yeah, we've seen.
Too much?
Too much is probably a good word for it. We need to be very careful with how this video gets made.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Fun story. This is more of a tease, but we might be making a video about the video. Kinda.
That's a good hint.
Yeah. So there's gonna be some stuff happening.
Fucking garbage from last week.
Yeah.
Why is this a paper? Okay.
I made a paper airplane.
A little tiny paper airplane.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Pretty good on camera.
It did.
Oh, by the way, recyclebinpodcast.com. If you are an audio listener, I haven't purchased it yet.
Oh, okay. So I love it.
In my mental notes, I was like, hey, buy this. And then I just remembered, so I will buy it before this episode goes out.
Okay.
Recyclebinpodcast.com. If you're an audio listener and you want to see the video version, I figured that's easier than trying to remember the YouTube URL every week.
That's true. Recyclebinpodcast.com. I like it.
Yeah.
Nice redirect.
You like it?
I do.
Okay, because it's going to be ours. It's not ours currently, but by the time this goes out, could you imagine if I forget and someone else buys it?
That would be,
and they could do whatever they want with it. That's terrible.
It redirects to like Meat Spin. Is that still up?
I hope not. I would. Nope. Let's not. Nope. You don't need to look it up. I think it's okay. Nope. Nope.
Okay,
he's
just gonna
doing it.
not
He's
for the
doing
viewers. It's still there.
it. Okay.
And it played muted, which was nice.
There,
but do you remember?
you know what's terrible?
What's that?
There are listeners and viewers right now that are young enough to have never been exposed to that, and now they had no reason to ever see that, and now you've given them a reason.
That's true. I mean,
They probably had no idea it existed.
this kind of wraps up into like our experiences recently. Not meat spin, but like okay. Let me repackage that.
Yeah,
thought.
I need help here.
Yeah. We went through an entire thing yesterday just reminiscing about the early 2000s.
Oh, how was the best time?
Yeah.
Like literally ever?
I think it was actually like not even from a rose tinted glasses perspective. I think it was just a really good time.
You know Venn diagrams?
Yes.
The 2000s were the middle part
Okay.
between like people actually being social, and then when social media ruined everything and the internet became too prevalent.
Yeah, like even
2000s were the beautiful middle part of a Venn diagram.
Even with the rise of like MySpace and people getting really into AIM and instant messenger clients and MSN Messenger and shit like that. It was like people would spend all day on MySpace, sure, or all day chatting to their friends. But that was still like a supplementary for most people. It was like, I'm going to go home from my day and continue to engage with my friends.
Yeah.
And now it's such a parasocial nightmare hellscape.
There's more engaging happening with your friends on your phone. Like, I bet people talk less at school. They're just doing school stuff and pretending to be above it and pretend they hate their day, and then they'll go home and then talk to their friends on their phones. This is just a weird question because my memories are not doing it for me.
Okay.
AIM or MSN Messenger?
Yeah, that's the one I just said.
Yeah. I don't think I ever used MSN, but obviously I used AIM a lot.
Yeah.
You would sign in, you would log in when, like, it wasn't like you just went to the thing and you were logged in automatically.
No,
you still had to be, yeah. And there was no, like, it didn't remember your password or remember you just had to type it in.
Yeah.
And then you log on and it goes ping and it shows that you're online to your friends. And your other friends, you can see who's online, and then, like, I think you could send messages, like, if they weren't online.
Yeah.
So when they did get online, they could see that.
Such a cool experience.
But like everyone had to be like, now when you text your friends, it's not as active.
It bursts through a barrier. There's no barriers anymore. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like if you text somebody or Facebook message or whatever, most people have like alerts on their phone. They get push notifications.
Yeah.
So everybody is constantly available.
But like, people go to work or go to school and they're busy. If you logged in there, you were available to talk. That's what you were there for.
Yeah, let me log into my AIM, and it's like,
and you were there for like a few hours. What did we do in between? Like, when you log in to when you log off, I can't remember if I was just sitting there looking at it, waiting for messages, or if I was like browsing and doing other stuff.
Oh, dude, I would like, if I wanted to talk to specific people, if I was like, if I had like romantic interests,
yeah,
I would like creep and be like, Are they on there right now?
Yeah, I have emails that have been saved that are archived conversations from AIM.
Yeah, dude, but no, I remember setting like away messages.
Oh yeah.
But I remember like,
I took that so seriously.
I remember me and a friend that Ryan
Boehner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. We'll mute his last name. It's not important to anything.
Yeah, why?
See what happens when I just show up and I don't know I'm on a podcast?
No, this is why we don't do live streams.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Not that anything would happen to him.
Myself and Ryan, in like 5th grade, so this is like 2005.
Okay.
Exchanging emails. Being like, hey, email me.
Yeah.
Here's my email. Let's set something up. Like, I think we were trying to like get together to like practice soccer or something.
Okay.
Like,
to practice soccer.
It was like we were trying to like figure out soccer stuff. It was, but who cares? I was 11, but like it's just so.
I took that shit so seriously.
Email or what?
AIM. Yeah, just like you mentioned the away messages, and I just remember how much thought went into it. What was it called? Your friends list was called your buddy list, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying not to mix it up because I had all of them.
MySpace was top 8.
Well, it was top a lot. You could change the number.
Wasn't it? Default was top 8 though, wasn't it?
I don't remember. I was actually going to say that was way more competitive, but my memory.
Yeah, that's so fucked. Looking back, that's crazy.
My memory is a bit muddied because I had AIM, I had MSN Messenger, and then I also had you never used this, but I had Xfire. It was this sort of really ahead of its time, like cross video game chat client that also had like voice chat rooms built in.
That's crazy.
Xfire, and you could skin it in all these different ways. It was like this is how I hooked up with. I had this is such a dated reference.
Okay.
I was playing Halo 1 on the PC.
Yeah.
Circa like 2004. Okay. And I was like 10, but I was in like a clan with like that's a term for like a group of Halo people.
All right.
Who all like play together on a team and would play against other teams. Are you telling me this
whole time it was just a bunch of Halo people in the 60s?
Oh, funny. That's really very funny.
You didn't laugh.
No,
so.
Yeah. But this Halo clan, we also had a like a forum that was like designed from like a template.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it was just such a period of time. I think it was. My brain is trying to say Angel Fire. Does that make sense to you? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is old. This is like old for me. But yeah, that like, what an iconic time frame with chat clients and supplementary social medias that like
It's weird because back then, I feel like now social media is way more about yourself and like validation, and because none of it's real. None of it is real. The things that your friends are posting on Facebook, on Instagram especially, none of it's real. It's so not real. I don't have either of those things installed on my phone. I couldn't log in if I wanted to. But I feel like MySpace, at least in that time period, I'm not saying it's because it was MySpace, but at that time it was way more real and authentic and
collaborative almost.
It was so real that, like we mentioned, there was a top 8. For those of you that don't know, because this sounds insane now, you would publicly rate your friends. Like on your profile, it would be like, here's about me, this is my favorite music, this is my favorite movies, this is what I look like. Also, these are my favorite 8 friends in order.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Yeah. That's crazy.
I remember feeling emotions when like, it was like there were girls specifically. If I like got into or out of their top, I was like, I was like,
yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Okay, I see how it is. And then you had to go change yours.
Yeah, I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah, you're not on mine either.
I'm taking you out of my town.
My thing was, I got hurt, I got my feelings hurt a lot, but not necessarily by girls, just sort of anybody. But
moving the top around?
Not moving the top around. It was before I had signed up for MySpace. Maybe I had a different perspective on our friendship.
Oh.
And then I look and I'm fucking number 4. Like, what is that?
That's funny, dude. MySpace was so
cool.
It was cool.
Tom really figured it out and got out.
Dude, smart guy. But like the fact that you could use like HTML to design MySpace pages and
banners, giant banners above your whole page.
And then whenever you went to somebody's page, they could have music that would automatically play.
Yeah.
As soon, no matter what.
That was so cool.
It was absurd.
And it wasn't like polyphonic. Like back in those days, there was like polyphonic music on websites for some.
Yeah.
Do you remember when websites you would load one up and they could have polyphonic background music and a custom cursor? Websites had different cursors.
I love the custom cursors.
What an insane! I'm so.
I used to be.
Those were so much better.
I used to be at the time a big RuneScape fan, and I had there's a weapon in the game. Okay. It's a scimitar, like a curved sword.
Yeah.
And there's a rare, at the time, a very, very exceptionally rare, and you want one of these.
Yes.
It was a dragon. It was made of it was a metal called dragon.
Okay.
It was red. My Windows cursor was that like a dragon
funny.
scimitar.
That's adorable.
Yeah, dude.
Did it like did it trail when you were? There were so many curses I had that would have a trail behind them.
No, but I remember that being a Windows setting. It probably still is. I had it on for a while to be fun, man. But yeah, we went through an entire nostalgia rabbit hole with music, just jizzing about how great Windows XP was.
Oh, it was so good.
Service Pack 3.
Especially
Represent.
Service Pack 3, yeah.
But man, just that time was just so, I don't know. There's definitely an aspect of it all that we feel this way because we were
nostalgia.
Yeah, in our formative years during this time.
Yeah, but also it was just.
But
better.
also it did feel better.
Like one of the biggest things was we were watching music videos yesterday, and they were so vibrant and colorful, and now everything cinematography is all gray or two-tone. If there's any color, there's
natural
it's a focus on two-tone things like teal and orange is a very cinematic thing. Mm-hmm. But they were still shooting on film. Things were very vibrant. There was like a bleached process almost to the film.
Yeah.
It looked so good. When we were watching the music videos, I was like, why don't we do that anymore? But I think I'd rather. Because when I see that, I know, I'm like, yeah, those were the better years right there.
It's like a time capsule.
Yeah.
I would actually love it so I know we have some listeners, some viewers who are older than us at least. Mm-hmm. I would love for somebody...
That's unfortunate for them. Closer to death.
A little older than us to chime in if this is true. You know?
I think if we were born in the 70s, we'd be saying the 80s were better, maybe.
It's hard to say. I mean, but I feel like, in a way, there are good and bad decades. Like, in my opinion, the 2020s have been off to a pretty terrible start, right? Oh,
yeah. As soon as we got 2010, it's been all
2010
downhill.
It was like the what would you call those?
The 2010.
The 10s?
Yeah, the 10s.
The 2010s?
Yeah.
That was better, but I still feel like the 2000s.
I literally feel like every year has gotten worse since that year.
You might be right. I would, yeah. Give us a call, guys. 404-919-5530. I almost wish, in a sense, we recorded this live so we could have like a hotline.
Oh,
like, dude, that would be kind of awesome, actually.
Yeah, or like a chat.
Yeah,
at least.
Okay.
I used a Windows computer yesterday, like a laptop. Literally don't know how to. That's how long it's been. It is.
Do you know what copy was on it?
No idea. Windows 11. I guess.
Oh.
Terrible. It's ass. It's so bad. How anyone uses that is beyond me. I would never play another video game in my life if that was the only way to play it.
Okay. Yeah, before we move, I would like to complain with you because Windows is in this weird spot where they're trying to modernize a lot of it, but you can still access everything of importance through like the control panel. Mm-hmm. And it feels like you get punished if you try to use the modern stuff because it's just bad. And, like the old stuff is still there underneath everything. Yeah. It's very weird and terrible.
Do you remember the whole attempt with the modern UI in Windows 8?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Where they were just like, this is how we're doing it now.
And everybody lost their minds.
Yeah. It was just, oh my God. There was Windows 8 and Windows RT.
That was the
big, Windows RT was the very, 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 very watered down version that was on a lot of laptops and stuff that was just like, it was only, I think with Windows 8, you could, like by default, it was those weird tiles, but you could like go to the normal desktop. Mm-hmm. Windows RT was just the tiles and badness.
I don't remember if that's true, but I do remember it being limited to, you couldn't just, it was an ARM-based system.
I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure. So you could only install apps from the Windows Microsoft App Store.
Eesh.
Yeah, and it was like for mobile
It's so weird that like Front Page Tech reported on that when it came out, and we're still doing it.
We talked recently about quirks.
Okay,
and honestly, since last recording, I have been trying to think of quirks I have because I actually felt bad that we've been shining the spotlight on you so hard with how weird you are.
Oh, you mean just straight hating?
Yeah, that. So I even asked my wife. I was like, I want you to really think about this. I need you to find something weird that I do.
Yes. Thank you, Bridget.
I have two things. One, I'm unsure if it's weird.
Okay.
Maybe it's
I'll
weird.
tell you if it's weird.
Okay, that's fair.
Don't worry.
And the other one I know is weird, so you're gonna look forward to this one.
Okay.
You might even be able to yell at me.
Give us the questionable one first, and then the definitely weird one second.
I don't have...
Is this the Kegels thing?
No, it's unrelated. You really want to know about the Kegels thing? Okay. We just recently, you and I were talking about horror stuff and how nothing really scares me, and you either.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have things you're afraid of, but it's not really a fun fear. It's more like phobias. And
yeah. It's hard for me to see something that shocks me.
Right, in an enjoyable horror way.
But are we going to preface with why that is?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just more. I have something that I'm afraid of that is irrational, and it isn't like a
Quantity?
fun fear. Well, that's weird. That's more like a ugh to me. Seeing human bodily liquids in high quantity, like a lot of blood or saliva or whatever. It's weird to me. Anyway, I am irrationally uncomfortable and afraid of moths, which is weird. Which is weird because I actually think moths are really pretty and like awesome.
Can you say why?
The way they flutter,
because they're powdery.
The way they flutter so rapidly, and the fact that they are like they are powdery when they die and go. If I'm like locked in a space with a moth, I'll like freak out.
That's this is probably the first time in a decade I've remembered that a moth exists.
I guess you don't go outside.
Well, they just out of sight, out of mind. It's I don't even need to know that they exist.
Yeah, well, I mean,
my brain overrode it with something better, probably like the Captain Crunch Berry cereal or something.
That's fair. I mean, those are very equatable. But yeah, something about moths, they just freak me out. I think it's the fluttering nature of them. I never want to touch one.
Okay.
If
you have touched one though.
I mean, not through my want. Like they have landed on me, and I've lost my mind.
Okay.
But yeah, something about like here's an example. If I'm coming up to my house and I'm going to my front door and it's darker out and the porch light's on and there are some moths gathered around my light, my wife is actually very like phobia wise hates bugs, insects at all. Moths don't bother her, so I don't know. I send her to open the door, and then like
that's insane.
I don't want to be stuck there trying to deal with a lock.
So she had to point that out. Had you forgotten that you are terrified of moths?
Well, no. I that one I thought of, but I thought that was kind of weak.
Okay.
But my wife noticed one that I do that bothered her.
Okay.
And that we've been together over a decade, so which is absurd, by the way.
Okay.
I mean, in a good way.
We've been together longer.
Yeah. I just mean like time flies, you know. It's crazy to think I've been in a relationship.
Oh, it's only going to speed up.
Yeah, I know. Wait. Anyway, making dinner.
Uh-huh.
Threw some pasta sauce in the dish.
Do you know the time goes slower on... I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm not going to actually do the space thing today.
Pasta sauce goes in a dish, and then some came down the jar. I just licked the jar. Like, I licked the sauce
I would do that.
off the jar. And that was a quirk that she said, first of all, it grossed her out.
No, that's a quirk. That's her quirk. No.
Oh, no.
She's disgusted by
Did we
that.
just flip it on my wife?
Not
I don't
on
think
purpose.
so.
I'm just telling you how it is. What do you mean? What's the difference if it's... Oh, because the outside of the jar has been handled?
It's the outside of the jar, and then it also, like... I also, like, would do that with a salsa jar.
Yeah, I would do that too.
But, you know, there's a chance that other people will interact with a salsa jar.
I see. And all the people at the store that picked it up and put it back down.
Exactly. Or like the rats that had sex on it or whatever.
Okay.
Like whatever terrible thing happened to the product in shipping.
Yeah, I see how that's gross.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate that I would also do that.
Well, dang.
Try harder!
I tried here. I really did.
You have to try harder.
One thing, we had a conversation about this quirk. Okay. And I think this might be the reason that I don't have a lot. She told me that early on in our relationship, she brought up that is kind of gross to her. Well, we've been together fucking 10 years at least, a little bit longer. So I told her, I was like, I got to be honest, I don't remember this interaction.
Okay.
But I was like, I didn't know that grossed you out. I'll stop doing it.
Okay. Fair.
I have that mentality with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think weird stuff comes out of me, and you or somebody or whoever goes, I don't like that. And I go, okay. And I'll stop doing it.
That's the difference. I will somehow tell you that you're weird and then keep doing it.
That is what happened on the podcast with the sock thing.
But it's true.
See what I mean? Anyway, but yeah, I'm trying here. I'm not trying to hang out to dry.
I'm just secure in my quirks. You're
it
not.
sounds like you're stubborn.
You
is
will
the word.
backtrack on your quirks. No,
Backtrack.
they are your
Interesting.
quirks because they're yours to own, to have and to keep. You don't get. No one gets to go. Hey, you do this thing, and that bothers nobody.
Well, it actually does. The thing that I just explained bothers people around me.
Don't look.
No, but it's like it's inconsiderate to lick a thing that another person will handle.
No. Imagine if you told me, if you said the sock thing is weird and I just started wearing used socks. That's insane. It has nothing to do with you.
You're right. You shouldn't change something that you're doing that affects nobody.
It affects nobody.
I agree.
The licky the jar.
Well, that does.
Why? You don't have to look.
It's not about looking.
That's like me. That's like you. Hang on, let me restart. That's like me saying, "Wow, I don't like seeing you poop."
Well,
don't be in the bathroom.
Well,
I will not be there. I've never seen it happen.
It depends on where the onus is, though. Because if I'm not closing the door, I should close the door.
I'm not going to be. In no state am I going to be looking through the door of a bathroom with someone else is in it, open or
listen,
not. I'm not going to be like this.
I don't know how
eye contact while you shit.
I don't know how I ended up defending that I got rid of something that I do. But the thing with like the licking the jar of salsa, that another person may use that, and that's.
Do you lick the inside? Do you go and then put it back?
I mean, I probably have in a sense.
If the outside of the jar grosses somebody out, chances are they won't also eat from the outside of the jar.
Well, I mean,
so
think of it's more like try to like imagine the scenario, dumping salsa into a thing, and it kind of drips over the rim, and I give it like a lick to like clean up the rim.
You're rimming it.
Right, rimming the salsa jar, yeah. So like another person, if they would like to engage in salsa, will have to deal with that.
I understand if it's like a Christmas party, but I'm gonna also go out on a limb and guess that your wife's tongue has been in your whole mouth.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's a consideration thing. This is why I'm married and you're not. Right there. That's it.
Yeah, it's because of my sock issue. Is that why?
It's a weird way to straw man that, but it's more about the
It's because I don't
of
like.
the
It's because
behavior.
Is it because I don't like? You know, I like my women like I like my socks.
Clean and
brand new,
prepackaged.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but I don't know why you have a problem with me doing so. See, this is weird.
I don't have a problem with it. No, I'm just
have been
I'm
yelling.
defending you.
I didn't ask for this.
You don't have to be asked to be defended, baby. I got you.
I don't want it.
You can't say you don't want to be defended.
All right. Do you want to know about the Kegels thing? Can we do a trade?
Yeah.
Because I want to know about the daffodil thing. So
I can't. The daffodil is I did write daffodil in the notes. It is a code word for something that everyone will find out in this episode, but it's also timing based. So you can't just bring it up.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's talk Kegels.
Okay. Yeah, because we have notes separate. We have the same note document, more inside baseball. On the top, Jern notes. On the bottom, Bern notes. And we can each see the notes that we put in, but we try to be kind of vague. Bern's, I got out of the shower today and I looked and it says Kegels. So I even wrote next to it, what the fuck?
You did do that. Well, Kegels, if you don't know.
I know.
That's why I'm asking. This is for the general public at large.
Okay.
The peoples.
You're going to learn today.
They're an exercise you can do where you kind of flex your pelvic floor, like around your butthole. You kind of like you're holding something in. You flex it. Have you done a Kegel?
I am.
Imagine there's.
I have an issue with you saying around the butthole because I don't think that's
the guchal region.
Yeah,
between the two states.
If you were trying to pick your balls up without your hands,
yeah, I was going to say, imagine you're sitting on a grape right now. and you got to pick it up with something
with your balls.
Yeah, you got to flex it.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be good. I mean, you should do this. It's good for your health. If you didn't know.
Yeah. Health is wealth.
Yeah. So I figured it'd be good if we did some Kegels together with the audience.
What is your actual problem?
We can do it all at once, and everybody can get some Kegels in for the day.
Is there something Apple related on this episode? Because I'm unsure why you didn't start with that to keep them in. Because the title is probably Apple related, and now we're going to do Kegel exercises.
Well, the little teaser in the beginning always says coming up. We don't know when it's coming up.
That's true.
We can timestamp it.
Okay.
So if
don't skip the Kegel thing. That's not an invitation to skip it.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're all going to do it together as a family.
I think maybe in some way we can all tell. Like you've said this before. When I'm pooping in the same place you're pooping,
in the same household.
In the same household,
Yeah.
not the same toilet.
Our
Different
households are
toilets.
connected.
We're kind of connected. So
Yeah.
maybe through everybody doing Kegels together.
All right.
We can feel
We'll be
it.
closer after
Yeah,
this.
so-
All of us as a
okay.
family, Recycle Bin family.
So we're going to do 3.
and this is a boy and a girl thing, by the way.
Everybody can
just
Kegel.
so everyone knows.
Yeah.
Everyone can Kegel.
3, 2, 1, engage. Hold. Continue holding.
Okay. Whoa, I've never tried to talk and do it. The focus is all in one.
And release. Okay.
The focus, I didn't know I could talk and do it.
Yeah.
Anytime I've ever done it in my life, I just go,
I just thought that'd be a nice experience for everybody. The viewers
Wow.
at home, the listeners on their way to work, their commute, or maybe
that's a beautiful thing. You can all do it.
yeah, and we just go together.
Unless you can't use your lower half.
well,
That's
That's an interesting way to make it
Other
dark.
than that, everyone in your car, in the bed, standing up, doing the dishes,
yeah.
whatever you're doing, you can do a Kegel. You want a merry-go-round? You can do it.
Is it time? Daffodil
I
time?
want one person.
Or should you
No,
summon it?
you
Okay.
will know.
I just want. I'm just.
You will know when
now-
daffodil time is
okay,
here.
now
Don't you
I'm
worry.
really interested. Okay.
Don't you worry. It's weird not knowing what's going to happen in your podcast,
little
isn't
bit,
it? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
I want someone to send us a picture or a video of them listening or watching on a merry-go-round. Like, I just want that to happen one time. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like that's like the likelihood of anyone listening to any podcast, let alone this one, on a merry-go-round, very, very small. So I just want to say we got that out of the way.
Merry-go-round.
You know, on the horses where you're doo-doo-doo.
That's a merry-go-round?
Yeah.
Is there another word for that?
The horse go round. I don't know. No. Huh.
Okay, because I feel like there's another word for that. Merry-go-round. What's the thing called you spin at the playground?
It's a spinner.
Nope.
Do you know?
No.
A turntable.
Nope. You're just guessing.
Turnstile.
Okay.
An Arctic turn.
Arctic turn. We had
What,
some.
Can you want to Google that? Because now I need to know.
Okay. Well,
I don't care about anything else until you tell me what this is.
what's the rotating thing at the playground called? I'm asking Siri.
I'm not sure. Okay.
She said, "I'm not sure," and then okay. So, what the hell is it called? That's crazy.
Rotating, colorful, spinning.
Okay, Jern, I got it. The merry-go-round is the thing at the playground, and the carousel is what you're talking about.
No.
Look up a merry-go-round, and then look up a carousel, and tell me what you see.
I would rather not say.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
I would rather not say. What?
Yeah, I just got. It just hit me out of nowhere.
Well, before anyone went to a merry-go-round and a playground, that's not what I meant. No, look, it comes up both of them.
Fair. Oh, it says history of the carousel, brother.
Fucking God. Piece of shit company with a piece of shit
I was
phone.
gonna say, okay. We had some comments on the most recent episode
Did we?
that were like, they are lying about their problems with the iPhone. Naturally, this person, I think there's a couple people, but I saw one person, he unplugged his microphone. There was one person who said, like, they have a 16 Pro and they're not getting any of the issues. First of all, I'm happy for you, but that's not how that works. Yeah, it has been, I had to restart my phone this morning because my Face ID wasn't working. It just was.
You're lying, though. You're lying to them.
Apparently. It was trying to look at my face, and they just gave up. I made my bedroom, like I had woken up and had to Face ID something outside of my lock screen. My lock screen didn't work either. I had to enter my passcode like a peasant. But then, yeah, I even like turned the lights up, put my glasses on.
What's that person's name?
I'm not,
I want to
I don't
name.
want to target them. Okay, well, go ahead.
Don't want to target him. They publicly commented on something.
That's fair.
That's the whole point.
You're right.
We have to. Our names are on the things that we say, and they get to fucking accuse us. Guess what, pal?
Guess what, pal? You're gonna get targeted. Oh, that was our
the
old
last
podcast.
episode.
Okay.
Where's the lying thing?
It's in there.
They better not have deleted it.
Yeah, it was in there.
There it is.
You got it?
Yagu Tensho. That sounds.
I think that's from.
Yagu Tensho. Is this an anime?
It does seem like it's from an
Wow!
anime.
Imagine that person giving accusations is hiding behind a fucking fictional character.
That might be their name.
Imagine doubt. You think
You
that's a
don't know.
picture of them?
I don't know.
That picture of the anime girl? You think that's them?
It could be.
I doubt.
You never know.
Okay, he or she.
Yeah. What about it?
I'm sorry. Did you want to say something?
No.
Before I fucking light them up.
I was just saying they. I'm just throwing it out
They.
there.
Okay,
Yeah.
they. Fucking asshole.
Is that it? Is that you lighting them up?
just because you don't see the problems doesn't mean problem is not there. That goes for everything in life, but especially here in the tech community, I get this all the time. I see this all the time. What benefit is there for? Why would we be lying?
That's a good point.
You fucking hate it when we complain. So what is the benefit? Do we get more views if we complain? If I go, iPhone gonna look like this, oh fuck, telephone camera gonna be eight lenses, oh, these so cool. iOS 19 is gonna look like this. Everyone goes. If I fucking make a bad video, a negative video, everyone's automatically pissed. You haven't even seen the video and you're already going. That's you clicking and typing away. By the way. Oh, lying.
I think it's
lying about performance.
Yeah.
It's ass. It is so bad, and I have to deal with it. Not only do I have to deal with this fucking $1,000 phone that I bought being ass, if I tell you what I'm experiencing with it, I have to deal with fucking Yahoo saying, lying about performance. I can't fucking stand these fucking people, dude.
You just threw it.
It's empty.
I saw Liquid leave it. Anyway. Yeah, so some Apple stuff is recently kind of not great. Turns out, I almost wish.
You know what? You know.
I'm sorry, you're not done.
There are two types of people.
Go ahead. Tell me about the types of people.
If you're one of those people that are like, I haven't experienced anything bad with iOS, and I saw someone say I haven't noticed any bugs, and I am on the beta.
Oh, I saw that too. Yeah.
You know what the special thing about that person is? They're fucking blind.
Oh,
that's it. There's no.
We don't know that.
There are people that have legitimately not experienced or not run into any issues or errors.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Probably lucky ones, I would say.
If you are going to sit here and say you're on a beta and you haven't experienced any issues, you're lying to me. Or you're just not looking. You're just being willfully blind. That's the whole point of the beta. So don't fucking tell. There are more issues in the public version of iOS than ever before. And you're going to tell me your beta, an early developer beta, if you're lucky a public beta, doesn't have any issues? Yeah, fuck off. No. These are the only alternatives, is that you have been blessed and you haven't seen any issues by some miracle. Or you are ignorant and don't know what the issues are. You don't know where to look. You can see frame skips and you just go, fine. That's the issue. You haven't used an iPhone 4. You weren't there. You don't know when it was good. You're just used to it being fucking terrible, and you excuse it because you spent your money, and you're going to spend your money next year, and the year after, and the year after, and if someone tells you it's bad, you're going to feel bad about spending that money, so fuck you, fuck this company. I'm going to buy it next year, to be fair.
That's really the end all there, isn't it? It's like we're going to keep going back. I almost wish we could ask Steve what he would
why does it all have to be bad?
Yeah.
I'm upset about Apple, but I also said that Windows is unusable. So,
Linux?
Why does it have to all be terrible?
PewDiePie switched to Linux.
Good for fucking him. What am I going to get? You want me to get a Firefox phone that runs Linux?
I almost wish we could ask Steve Jobs what he would think.
He would kill himself.
I hope not.
He would be 70, by the way. A couple days ago was his birthday. And Tim Cook had the gall to tweet, oh, we miss Steve. We still keep his vision intact. Keep his vision intact? You butchered it. You butchered it. If he even got a sliver of a chance to come back, he would stab every single one of you at that company. Tim Cook, you'd be gah, 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 gah. He'd say, thank you for all that you did for the original iMac. Gah, 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 gah. Go ship stuff, bitch. Let me take over. That's what he would say.
Speaking of,
I love you, Tim Cook, but you don't know.
Did you do your homework?
Yeah, I did my homework.
You got those ready?
Yes.
Your questions?
Do you want to tell them what? I'm sorry, I'm so fired up.
No, you're good. This is good.
Do you think they've left?
I hope not.
Because I'm too angry and negative?
I thought it'd be cool that we could ask Steve.
What do you mean?
Let's call him.
What are you talking about? Call him. Hang on.
No. Hey, Steve. It's Jern and Bern from FPT here. How you doing?
Well, if it isn't Jern and Bern from FPT, I'm doing just fine. Thank you for asking. What can I do for you two today?
Well, we just have some concerns.
What the fuck is happening?
We just have some concerns over the current state of Apple and some of the products that are coming out under Tim Cook. And I just wanted to see if you'd be available to field some questions.
Sure, go ahead. I'm listening. What questions do you have?
Well, for one, what do you think of Tim? I mean, you guys seem like you were pretty good friends back in the day, before things got a little cancery.
I have a lot of respect for Tim. He's a smart, capable CEO, and he's done a good job running the company since I stepped down. He's not me, obviously, but he's not trying to be. He has his own vision and his own style, and that's okay. I think he has the best interests
You should ask him
of
something
Apple
next.
and its customers.
He says
at heart.
it's his vision. Tim says it's his vision.
Well, Tim kind of says it's his vision now. Like, what do you think about that?
Tim
It
says
is
it's
true
Steve's vision still.
that Tim and I have different approaches to running the company. When I was
Misunderstood.
alive, I was known for being a demanding and exacting leader.
Yeah.
And that's just not who Tim is. He's more laid back and less hands-on. That doesn't make him a bad CEO. It just makes him different. And that's okay. Apple is a big, complicated company, and there is more than one way to run it.
Wow.
As long as Tim is moving Apple in the right direction and keeping the company's values intact, I'm satisfied.
That was kind of a crazy answer, Steve. It's funny because I misspoke. My friend, hey, tell you what, my friend Jern has a question. Do you mind if he asks one?
Sure, go ahead, Jern. What's on your mind?
Hey, Steve, I just wanted to know, when did Apple stop caring?
He's thinking.
Stumped him.
That's a loaded question, Jern. Apple is still a very successful company.
That's not what I
And
asked.
they still care about their customers.
Do they?
But like any company over time, they've had to adapt to changing market conditions and customer preferences. So in some ways, Apple has had to change to stay competitive. That doesn't necessarily mean they've stopped caring, just that they're having to approach the market in different ways.
Interesting. It looks like we got one more from Jern. What do you got for us, Jern?
Why does Apple make developer betas and public betas if the whole thing is a beta always?
Well, the developer beta is for developers to test the new software and
Okay.
give Apple feedback and suggestions for improvements. The public beta is for regular users who want to try out the new software before it's released to the general public. This helps Apple find
is an
any
insp-
bugs and make sure the software is stable
Oh.
before it's widely released. So the two are different because they serve different purposes and different groups of people.
Okay, but what if Apple was releasing software into full release that still had a bunch of bugs in it that were persisting from the beta? What would you do as Steve Jobs?
If I was in charge, I would make sure that the software was thoroughly bug tested and stable before it was released to the public. I would not want any bugs to slip through the cracks and negatively affect the user experience. I would also make sure that the software was intuitive and easy to use and that it provided value to the user. This was always my philosophy at Apple, and I still believe that it's the best approach to software development.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I thought you had something else to say there. Jern, you got something else to ask?
Yeah,
Steve, here?
Hi, Steve. I have one more question, and that is, why did you let yourself die?
Damn.
What kind of question is that? I didn't
He's
let
mad.
myself die. I was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
And then what?
Unfortunately, it was too advanced to be treated. I did everything I could to fight it, but in
Did
the
you?
end, I lost the battle. It was a difficult and painful experience, and it's something that I wouldn't wish on anyone.
Oh, wow.
I think I'm done.
Okay, I'm sorry about Jern's outburst there, Steve. We don't really know. We never had pancreatic cancer.
Cooked me.
You kind of cooked him there. How does that make you feel? Does that feel like
Tim cooked.
Did that feel good getting Jern back for saying such mean stuff about you?
No, it doesn't make me feel good. I don't take any pleasure in someone else's suffering. And as for Jern, I understand that he's just a fictional character created for this skit, so I don't take anything he says personally. I just hope that this skit has provided some entertainment and maybe even some food for thought for anyone who's listening.
Okay. What do you think about motorcycles?
I've always been a fan of motorcycles. I rode them back in the day, and I still enjoy taking them out for a spin every now and then. They're fun, fast, and provide a sense of freedom that you can't get from a car. Just be sure to wear a helmet and ride safely.
Can you pop a wheelie right now? Well, okay, yeah, you go ahead. You deal with that.
Well, I'm not currently on a motorcycle, but if I was, I could definitely pop a wheelie. I'm a pro at it. I used to do wheelies all the time when I was younger. It's all about getting the right balance and timing. But seriously, I can't do a wheelie right now, so let's just move on to the next question. Lol.
That's it.
Oh.
Questions are over.
Okay, I think we're all done. Thanks, Steve.
Okay, that was fun. Let's give a round of applause for Jern and Bern, everybody.
What?
Applause. Applause. You're welcome. That was an interesting conversation, to say the least. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
No, that's it. That's it, Steve. I'll talk to you later. Okay, that was a lot. You okay, Jern?
You just got my most
Processing.
conflicting experience with AI on camera.
Oh, yeah? That was character AI, by the way.
First of all, he
them.
answered way too naturally and way too fast. He didn't have time to think about what we said.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like he was real. Also, why can you do that?
That was pretty cool.
How did he know this is a skit?
I don't know, dude. Maybe
That's that's what I mean. We're all having fun. We're all having
Here
fun.
Here we go.
We're all having fun, but that thing knew that this was a skit.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was a planned thing for the podcast.
Yeah.
We are in fact real people, but obviously that's fucked up. And also, he didn't need to cook me like that.
Dude, he kind of, I mean, you did accuse him of dying, like letting himself die.
But
That was a lot.
But he fired back. That wasn't an AI giving a logical answer. There was feelings behind that.
Well, that's Steve.
Yeah, that's Steve.
But that's how Steve would talk.
So what are we titling this episode? Steve Jobs joins us?
Yeah, that's our first guest.
Special guest Steve Jobs?
I think so. I got...
What the... I have a couple... Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say, I've been playing around with this for a few days. Character AI has been around for a while. So check it out, by the way. It's pretty fun.
You'll never be the same.
I knew that could be some fire, because yesterday, my wife's a big fan of Harry Potter. And one of the characters from the movies, played by Alan Rickman, is a Professor Snape. And he's very like, Potter. And he's really grumpy and stuff.
Snape, the guy from
anyway,
Star Wars.
Yeah, okay.
He gets cut in half
That's what I was thinking.
by Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Spoiler!
Yeah. So I mentioned, I was like, hey, Snape, I know you run the potions class and stuff like that. So I'm just curious if I could get into potions. I really like to make coffee for myself.
Yes.
And I also, when I'm playing World of Warcraft, I like to work on like herbalism and things like that. And he was like so mad at me. He was like, how dare you equate the art of potion making to making coffee and a video game? Like he was so pissed. So I'm happy that Steve was there.
I just want to say that because I know I was kind of hard on Tim.
Yeah.
In that. But I do respect him a lot. When I think of Apple, I kind of think more of Tim. Because the majority of Apple has been built and structured under him.
It's almost like we made a video about that.
Yeah, he made Apple more money than Steve ever would have.
Yeah.
In terms of being a CEO, Tim Cook is a better CEO than Steve Jobs.
Hell yeah.
But if I wanted my iPhone to work, I would ask to hire Steve back.
He's kind of like the nuclear option in a way. Because if Steve was back and like, shit was real fucked up.
Yeah.
I could see him being like, all right, no iPhone this year. Or something.
He would.
He'd be like, nah, not ready. Or something. Like, I could see a heavy trigger being pulled,
How far are we away from just making that guy the CEO again?
I don't know. I mean,
is it character AI or is that him?
Right.
Like how much of Steve is in that? Because that thing would never die. Would never get cancer, never die.
You know what? Oh man, I wish I could have thought about this. I wanted to ask him how he feels about Apple leaks.
He probably is not. I think we know. We also made a video about that.
That's
He's
true.
He's not a huge fan.
Well,
actually.
I mean, I would love to expand on that. If we could ask him iPhone 4 questions,
Wow, that
Did that
scarred
throw you
me
off?
in such a way, and
Yeah.
I will never be the same.
If you wanted to know, that was
The heat just turned on.
Oh, it did.
We usually turn that off. Do you think that's going to be a problem?
You know what? I think people will love to know that we're comfy. Are you going to turn it off? What do you think?
It's pretty loud, bro.
You want to go turn it off? Take a quick little pause? It's up to you. Make a decision.
Nah.
Okay.
We'll just see how it sounds.
That's a great test.
It's either going to sound fine or ruin the rest of the show. So,
just so you know, for your curiosity, that was the Let's Make a Call part of the episode.
Yes, thank you. I figured out. So far, we got the Kegels and the Let's Make a Call thing.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see your notes again. I can't see, so I'm going to pull it up on my phone. I can't see.
I can just read them to you. Here, I'll read them to you.
No, I don't need it.
Okay. He can't see the MacBook that is, I don't know, 2.5, 3 feet from you.
Why are daffodils in your notes, too?
They're not.
Oh, it says daffodils.
Today. That's when I plan my little summary speech at the beginning.
Oh, okay, I see. So I guess it's voicemail time?
Sure.
Did you have something else planned?
I didn't, but I kind of expected the daffodil thing to hit now.
No,
before.
Having expectations is
You're right. That's my bad. Hey guys, today's episode is sponsored by store.frontpagetech.com.
Thank you for buying things, FET things and recycle bin things, and
that's about it. That's all we sell.
Store.frontpagetech.com. We do not sell anything else other than front page tech things. So if you want toilet paper or drinks like a Diet Coke, you will not find it there.
We should probably sell toilet paper, though.
We should.
That's kind of a misplay on
reusable
our part.
toilet paper.
Okay. That's just called a cloth.
404-919-5530 is the number you can call if you want to steer the show. You may ask us questions. You may confess to us. You may talk about tech. You may not. Whatever you want, whatever your little heart desires, 404-919-5530. Leave a voicemail. Do it before Friday, and maybe you'll make it on the show for Monday.
Wow. That was a very well laid out and planned.
Do you think we need the tape here anymore? We have tape on the desk that has a number on it just in case we forget, but I'm not going to forget.
Okay, we'll leave it there.
Okay.
Voicemails, let's go.
You know what we could have done?
Oh, what?
We could have called Steve from the recycle bin number so that we could have recorded his responses directly onto the audio track.
Do you think it's based on a phone number? Do you think I'm calling somebody?
I thought so. It said, let's make a call.
I mean, but it's not how that works. It's an app.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. It's not some guy with a phone.
I thought it was just a voice actor.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes sense.
That was the Steve Jobs voice actor. Anyway, voicemails.
Hey, this is Matt from West Virginia again.
Hey, Matt.
It just seems to me that Apple has been missing their something. Every time they've launched something these last couple of months, they've been missing. Not everybody's too excited with the stuff that's been coming out. Vision Pro was lackluster. Now we got the 16E. And my question is, how many more misses are there before Apple their name starts getting tarnished? Or do you think that they're just going to, no matter what they do, it's going to just keep on going and Apple fanboys are going to be fanboys? I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Thanks, Matt. That's a great question.
It is tarnished.
You go ahead. I feel like you got.
I mean, when I think of Apple, I already get a little angry. Like it's not the exclusive, just works magical company anymore. It has a slew of its own problems that I never expect to be fixed ever.
That's fair.
And yes, there will always be fanboys because it is a cultural icon, and those fanboys will willingly look away and be blind to bugs. And frame skips and animation issues and design issues and corner radiuses being off. Simple things.
Yeah.
Simple things. Those people always exist, no matter what they do. There are a tremendous number of people that Apple will never do any wrong.
That's fair.
But for me, I already don't look at them as this untouchable force in tech anymore.
Yeah.
I'm still going to buy their stuff, just to be clear.
I agree with you.
There's no one doing it better. They're just not... Yeah, there's no one doing it better than Apple for now.
Yeah. I think you have a point. I don't think it's permanently tarnished. Like I think depending on the next, I don't know, year and maybe a couple years, I think they could swing it around. Because, like we've said, right, it's really just certain aspects or branches of the company, rather, that are, like, problematic or, like, maybe not delivering on to us. And, like, okay, super fans and, like, you know, the nerdier of the bunch. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of people are hype about the iPhone 16e, but I mean, there's a really good chance that phone sells a lot, and that's what they want. So, like,
what does that doesn't help any of the issues that I have.
No, for you. But I'm saying he Matt mentioned specifically, you know, like product launches recently, felt like they've been missing something and things like that. And like the Vision Pro, which, you know, software is all wrapped up in this. And I think they could redeem themselves, really is the point I'm making. Mm-hmm. I think they can redeem themselves depending on the future releases. It's not looking great, but I think it could upswing. And on the hardware front, you know, that's its own thing.
I'm going to give a hot take.
Wait, you?
Yeah.
You are going to give a hot take. Yeah. I don't think, okay, that's fresh.
Well, I
that's
usually
new to
try
me.
to be a bit balanced, I feel like.
Oh, you're being serious?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You go ahead. I thought that's all you deliver is hot takes constantly. Every 30 seconds.
Well, okay. So if I say what I'm about to say is a hot take, it must be hotter.
It must be hotter than asking Steve why he let himself die.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. This episode of Recycle Bin is brought to you by Mint Mobile. You know, I don't know about you, but I like keeping my money where I can see it. Unfortunately, these traditional big wireless carriers also seem to like keeping my money too. And after years of overpaying for wireless, I finally got fed up from crazy high wireless bills, all their nonsense fees, and these free perks that actually cost more in the long run, and I finally switched to Mint Mobile. As a matter of fact, you could do the same thing right now, and you probably should. Because all these big wireless carriers, they're taking you for a ride, son. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you. All their plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered to you on the nation's largest 5G networks, with their plans starting at $15 a month. And hey, you can even use your own phones. So, if you like money, and I think you do, Mint Mobile is for you. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/recyclebin. That's mintmobile.com/recyclebin. Disclaimer, upfront payment of $45 for 3-month, 5GB plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for the first 3 months only, then full price plans options available. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Thanks, Mint Mobile.
I think they are forever tarnished.
Okay, that's pretty hot. Yeah.
I would like to back that up with, I would like to show my work.
Sure, yeah, please.
So, in terms of software, that can be redeemed.
No.
With enough care, that can be fixed.
Okay.
There are too many cooks in the kitchen, is what I would argue is currently the problem. And there are people internally at Apple that I speak to that agree, that think that they work on iOS and they are lost. Because teams, the teams aren't communicating.
You have an interesting perspective.
There are too many teams doing too many things, and because of Apple's obsession with secrecy, those teams don't get to talk the way they should. Would things leak? Yep. Would things be better? Definitely yes. Like but they are not willing for that stuff to leak, so teams don't get to communicate. But software can be fixed. What cannot be fixed is hardware stuff, because the only way to fix our questions about their hardware direction would be to bring the company private, and that will never, ever, ever happen. It's like what's the can of worms?
Okay, I know what you're going to say, but before that, can I have you clarify? What do you when you're saying hardware stuff? What are the issues that you're specifically talking about?
I think hardware is exceptionally fragmented at Apple.
Okay.
One of Steve's when he first came back and made himself CEO, basically.
Yes.
That's the first thing he did was cut the product line and make things way more simple.
That's true.
No one has the balls to do that to Apple currently. And the reason that that was allowed when Steve came back was, one, because he's Steve Jobs, but two, they were on the brink of bankruptcy. It was like now or never. Anything would have been better than what they were doing. It's not the case now, because there's a huge disconnect. Like when we talk about, like you mentioned, the hardware could be better. They could do better there. The issue is there is no evidence that it's bad.
Yeah.
Every quarter is a record.
The sales.
On paper, the numbers tell a completely different story than how we're actually feeling. And unfortunately, those numbers are going to drive the decisions more than anything anyone is going to say on a podcast.
That's true.
Tim Cook is a god to those shareholders.
Yeah.
He is an incredible CEO. Tim Cook's job is not to make good products. Tim Cook's job is to make that company the most amount of money physically possible until he's gone.
That's a good point.
And once you start opening doors like 18 different iPhones, those aren't doors that can be closed again because it's making a ridiculous amount of money. The iPhone sales are not declining. They've had some issues in China and certain markets like that, but that always happens.
Yeah, like market downswings.
They always have tougher years, better years, tougher years, better years. The reality of the situation is revenue is record-breaking consistently every single time. When you think that they're making unfathomable amounts of money, they make more. The decisions that they're making, even though I look at it and go, that's bad, the numbers say otherwise. And changes are not going to need to be made until they've run out of market. And there's always going to be new people. So unless people, by some miracle, stop buying these things because they're garbage, we're like, Apple can surf for a very long time on that logo. They have established themselves as a cultural icon,
right.
and Tim Cook can surf on the loins of Steve Jobs forever.
I think I meant the laurels, but I see what you're
saying. The loins,
okay,
the laurels.
Yeah,
it's like they can do that indefinitely. Because no matter how bad they screw up right now, they've already ingrained in people's head that they are exclusive and better, and it's just going to be like that. Until somebody, the only thing that is going to fix Apple is a company doing it better. And right now, that's tough. It's not going to be Microsoft.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's not going to be fucking OnePlus or nothing.
There is a chance that through, I don't even know, like holes in Apple's own like research or like market predictions, a product could come out like this. I'll just be blunt. Fake leaks we've been putting out.
Oh yeah, all the lies and stuff. Yeah,
yeah. If that design were to come to fruition, let's say it actually doesn't do as well.
Why wouldn't it do well?
Well, hang on.
Okay.
My point.
I'm not mad at you.
I know. I could tell you're just mad. My point is that could maybe help. Like if remember the iPhone 14 that underperformed sales wise, the base model.
Yeah,
and that led to base models in the next.
But do you know why?
I don't remember.
It's because the Pro models looked different, and the 14 looked like the previous year's model.
Right, and they changed that for the. My point is, that was a misstep that they course corrected. So what it's going to take is for a model that they're not expecting to underperform, and then they're good at responding to that stuff if it affects enough people.
Well, that's interesting because there wasn't backlash to a change that they made. The backlash was that there was no change
to that one in particular. Yeah,
when the Pro models got a significant change and the base models didn't, they cannibalized their own sales. They couldn't make a bad designed iPhone. As long as it looks different, it's the new iPhone. If it's different, that's even better because when a stranger looks at your phone, they know you have the new one. They know you had the money to spend on a new one. That's all that matters. It's got the Apple logo and it looks like a new one.
I guess time will tell. Like once the new design.
Like, do you think
out.
the design would hinder sales?
I don't know. That's my point. I mean, honestly, right? Like we're not going to know until it happens, and like that is usually where Apple gets. They get they're very comfy and complacent. And like in regards to like the software and stuff, I mean, the entire rollout of Apple Intelligence has been just horrible. We have a voicemail in regards to that actually, so I don't want to talk too much about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The design, whether people like it or not, it is not more drastic and scarier than when they introduced 3 cameras. Do you remember all the jokes about the 3 cameras?
oh yeah, more cameras, more cares. Or no, that was about other phones, but still, that kind of started the snowball.
The jokes of like it looks like a stovetop. People would like put the iPhone render flat and have like cookware on top, or like talk about it's triggering my tryptophobia or the
whole thing.
Yeah, sold like crazy because it looks different. The notch, people fucking I shit on that. It was ugly and terrible. Sold like crazy. An incredible iPhone. Like
yeah, I guess you're right.
The design change is not a big enough leap away than those were. People
That's
made
true.
fun of AirPods because the sticks look too funny.
Yeah.
And that AirPods itself is a bigger, more successful company than Spotify, Shopify, Twitter, a bunch of all these other
Especially
companies
Twitter.
combined.
Well, damn,
Twitter and when it was good.
Yeah, well, damn, Jern, you know what, man? Nobody should ever try to not even that we're arguing. Nobody should try to ever refute any points you got about Apple. Cause,
Well, I'm sure I'm just like confident in there. I'm sure there are people that
you're
are
right.
also confident in the opposite opinion, but they are wrong.
No, yeah, well, I think you're right. I mean, like the numbers show. Like
I don't want to say they're wrong. I'm just trying to explain from us watching this over and over and over again.
Historically, everything you're saying is absolutely true. It feels like Apple has figured out how to maximize the effort to money ratio. Like if they put in more effort, they're not going to make more money. If iOS was airtight, they're not making more money. If Apple Intelligence came fully rolled out at once, well, that might matter, but not enough to be worth it probably.
Yeah.
So like they just maximize like, yeah, fuck it. Let there be bugs. People don't care, or not enough people care.
The way to fix all of the problems broadly is to have less people working. And Apple is so big right now with so many fragmented product lines that giving it to less people would be impossible. Everything, the whole company would have to completely change. Less products, less people. And there's no evidence financially that is a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, they clearly have the manpower to pump stuff out as quickly as it can be with like corporate minimum bugs.
Like they are beta testing even public like hardware, not just software. The iPhone 16e is a complete experiment. E is for experiment. Steve would not do things like that.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things they did. Steve died. iPhone 5C. Here you go. Plastic one.
Let's call him up.
Yeah.
See what he thinks. Here, we have another Apple-based voicemail. So let's hear from Mr.
That reminds me of that quote that Steve said in an interview once. I think it was an interview where he said, sometimes people don't know what they want until you show it to them. That's where Steve started when a new product was coming about. Tim is basically like, we don't know what they want until they tell us. And so they're just putting a bunch of stuff out. What works gets to stay. What doesn't gets cut. And I get that that's what companies do. A lot of companies do that. But that's the only thing that separated Apple from those other companies. And now nothing separates them.
Well, okay. Hold on, Mr. Voicemail. Because this is a good point. I think what we're seeing is just Tim's background is completely different. I mean, he's like supply chain background.
Yeah.
You know, logistics. And he's, because of Tim, Apple's ties with China and the entire other side of the world are like way better than under Steve. It's like, it makes sense that he would take, you know, he's not taking design cues, let's say, but he's taking like, oh shit, okay, that really works over there for production or product lineup, things like that. And it's like, if he sees other companies printing money, that's what he's going to do, or whatever. Like that's just not how Steve would work ever.
It probably won't happen under Tim's tenure because he doesn't have much longer. People don't believe me when I say this for some reason, but the dude's got like 3 years left, maybe.
We'll see.
3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen under him, but enough time has passed now where all of the good values that made Apple competitive, the competitors have started to adopt. Google does it, Samsung does it, like everyone, all the good about Apple that separated them before has now been accepted by these other companies. And right now that's helping those other companies catch up. But while Apple keeps dropping them for these companies to pick up, they're going to get past. And that's going to be the only thing that teaches them any valuable lessons.
I hope then, right? I mean, that would just be like general business. Competition's good for everybody.
Like right now it feels weird that I feel like not a small startup, but there could be an emerging company that could take their place. That's how messy it is right now, I think.
That's
and they
fair.
could take their place just by repeating the business models of Steve. And not take their place in terms of like market share, but take their place in for people like us that long for what Apple used to be.
Yeah.
It's like Creed Aventus is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Okay?
Yeah.
Came out in 2011.
Okay.
If you spray a bottle of Creed Aventus now, the one I have upstairs, it does not smell the way it did in 2011. They have consistently changed their formula, especially under new ownership, to where the ingredients are cheaper.
Okay.
They have been supplemented with other synthetic things.
Don't last as long, things like that.
Yeah, and because of that, it does not only does it not last as long, it doesn't smell the same. So there are companies that you would normally look down on dupes, companies that are just copying, to give you a cheaper product. We do that with, the Alibaba companies just copying iPhones and, trying to ship it with OSs that look like iOS and all this other stuff. There are dupes of Creed Aventus that I like better, that I prefer, because the hole in the market opened up to where they could take the formula, the original 2011 formula, and recreate it because it's better. And so there are more times than not, I will wear that over the real thing because the real thing has changed so much to where it's unrecognizable. And that's going to happen to Apple eventually.
You're not wrong. I feel like the thing we're missing, or like other companies are always going to be missing, is resources and capital, like money, that really matters.
Yeah.
Like nobody, it's like people would need to, these scrappier companies would need to like somehow accomplish the unaccomplishable by like making a better iPhone than Apple, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's a big ask. I think it's on them to fuck up. I think you're right though.
Yeah. I hope that they figure it out.
Oh,
but
same.
Yeah.
Here, let's be more upset.
Good.
Mr. NC, I'm back with a question.
What's up,
Well, maybe
Mr.
just
MC?
a guess, but Siri not being in 18.4, I have the strangest feeling that they're going to wait until Dub to show us the features they promised us, but also
Heard you
like
get mad.
6 more that we didn't expect. And then it'll be released that day. Kind of sucks. Excuse the noise in the background of the toilet. You might have to filter that out. But I don't think we get Siri until Dub, whenever that day is set.
Did my guy call us before flushing a toilet?
He may have.
And just do it in the middle of that?
I'd hope he calls us on the toilet.
Like if I...
That's the optimal time
if
to
I'm
do
at the
it.
end of a poop and I know the toilet flush is going to come up, I'm going to wait to call the person.
Maybe
I
he
think.
had a burst of clarity. I
Maybe
saw
he did.
you get upset.
I'm just so over it. I'm so over Apple Intelligence and the shit they're...
Yeah.
It's insane.
I sent you an image playground image of you by a
Yeah.
volcano. And
You did.
all you responded back was, I fucking hate this company. Like, I get it.
That's the main market. It's all over the marketing. You go to the website, hello, iPhone, Apple, like on the picture of an iPhone, of the newest iPhone, it's like, hello, Apple Intelligence. Really? Is it hello, Apple Intelligence? Because the things that were announced at Dub, there are some that maybe, like the Siri thing got pushed again because there are issues.
Yeah.
Why announce that there are issues? Why would you announce, like, you announced it before you even knew there would be issues.
Yeah.
That is insane behavior. That's crazy.
You know what's nuts and like really depressing about the whole thing? There have been so many features announced and not released, in like they're staggered and whatever promised to be later announced or released and shit like that. I've forgotten.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't even know.
Exactly. I don't know what's in there and what's not, and I'm in the business. So imagine a regular person just being like, how come Siri isn't like contextually aware, and why can't the thing that we just did with Steve Jobs that some other fucking startup built? Why can't I do that with Siri? Why is Siri an invalid?
Yeah, she real dumb.
It's terrible. And something that I forgot to say that goes back to what we were just talking about.
Okay.
About how they can't learn a lesson. We look at Vision Pro as a failure.
Yeah.
But on paper it's not. We heard leaks way before that they were only going to make 500,000 units. That Sony could only make the displays fast enough to accumulate 500,000 units available for sale. And then months later, when you have time to forget, a year later, when you have time to forget, it comes out, oh, they didn't even sell 1 million units. When you say that contextually alongside Apple, that sounds bad.
It does.
But what actually happened is they've sold almost 100% of the ones they made.
That's true.
That is not a failure to any shareholder.
Yeah.
That went exactly as planned.
That's probably how they see it, too. The shareholder,
that's what I mean. Like,
aware.
we look at that as like, oh, wow, that flopped. But there's no evidence to suggest that on the back end, most likely.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know. I really hope Vision Pro or the Vision franchise is not dead, because
I hope not. Like
so many leaks about and reports about cheap headsets coming out on their way out.
Well,
I want that. I want to live in that world.
Well, there were 2 reports that came out. One, that Vision Pro production had stopped, and people look at that as like, oh, that's it. It flopped. It stopped when they hit their quota of the 500. That's always in the plan. That happens with iPhones too.
Yeah.
And 2,
those reports always come out.
Yeah, they canceled the glasses. And there were not. So the theory is that Apple Vision will eventually land as a pair of glasses that you can wear. But there were another set of glasses, I guess that was in the Vision family that connected to the Mac.
Oh, okay.
And those got canceled. So not the same thing as what you're thinking of when you think of Apple Glass or
totally unrelated,
or the final version of a Vision product, but something is not working back there. The Vision Pro team has talked about how morale is low. There's no focus.
No,
like some of them are getting pushed to other projects instead. How the most knowledgeable company in the tech space that has spent all of their funds on R&D, that has the smartest people, how is anyone confused?
That's a good point.
That's nuts.
Well, it has to come from higher up then.
And if they're confused...
A lack of vision.
Wow, yeah. Okay.
Let's take a turn here. So happier times.
Hey, Jern and Bern. My question is actually about Severance, and it's a pretty basic question, which is, who is your favorite Severance character? Personally, I really like Dylan G, but I'm curious to know your guys' favorite. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Severance Guy. You didn't leave a name, so I have you tagged in here as Severance Guy. Appreciate your question.
That was his innie or his outie?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to talk about Severance for a second. We'll keep it quick.
Just
because
became Apple TV's #1
it should be
show.
Luckily for us, tonight, Thursday night, is an episode of Severance. So we get to watch that tonight. I'm fucking hype. So yeah, quick Severance. We're going to talk spoilery here real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so our favorite character choice is going to include spoilers, I'm pretty sure. I would, if you're on a podcast app, skip like a minute or 2. We'll keep it brief. Okay? Spoilers, engage. Helly's my favorite character by far. Helly R, the innie. I love that woman. Like, Helena Egan, I'm very interested in, right? And I want to see where that arc goes. But Helly is fucking awesome, dude. She's one of the, in my opinion, one of the best written female characters in modern media in an exceptionally long time.
Yeah.
And the actress who plays her, Britt Lower, absolutely incredible. Everybody on the show truly is, but yeah,
I don't know
it's
if that
close.
was any spoiler, and
well, I'm just being careful.
Yeah,
Helly or Irving, because man,
Irving.
Okay, who's your Irving?
I mean, easy answer is Mark.
Mark's incredible too.
Mark S though.
Mark S. Yeah.
Then I want to say Bert, because now this is a little spoiler. Now he's like substantial and more interesting.
Clearly, Lumen alumni.
Irving as well. And the character's good, but the actor that plays Milkshake.
Oh yeah,
Incredible.
Trevette Tillman.
What an incredible performance
He's
in
amazing.
that last episode.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
One of the best on TV that I've seen in a very, very long time.
I fired off Hell yeah pretty quick, but I listened to these voicemails ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's much closer. It's not like she's out in front. It's like by a point.
Yeah.
Is she number one? But yeah,
Hopefully
great
that
show.
answers your question.
Yeah. And spoilers for Severance if you're
Okay, you're safe.
keeping track. You're safe now, people who haven't watched or caught up with Severance, or if you care. Do you want a easy answer, an easy voicemail?
I need an easy one.
You need an easy one? Here you go.
Hi, Jern and Bern. My name is Colin.
What
I'm
a friendly
from
voice.
Oregon.
Colin from Oregon.
Jern, I have 2 questions for you. Number 1, did you get that back glass on your 16 fixed? And the second, what is the deal with you and Greg? Or more specifically, you, Sam, and Craig? I don't understand what's going on. I don't know if it's an inside joke. Let me know. All right, bye.
I also am curious because I don't keep up with Genius Bar lore or like I don't really watch anything you do outside of what we do together.
Awesome.
I mean, it's you're a busy guy.
Okay. So what was oh no, I didn't get the glass. I care so little about my iPhone these days.
Damn.
Like if there have been so many times where I drop my phone and it's broken. I see it break, and within a minute, I have another one on the way.
Oh yeah,
with
you're just
Apple
like
Care.
Fuck, and replace it.
I have replaced iPhones, so with Apple Care Plus, you get 2 replacements a year for like $100 each. Mm-hmm. I usually spend that every year just because I pay for Apple Care. So if I have a little scratch or something, like
you go, no, I'm not dealing with this anymore.
Yeah, but I do not give a shit, and it's because I hate the thing.
Damn.
The software, I'm not kidding when I say the software is really busting my balls.
That's so sad.
And so, yeah, it's in a
Poor
case, so
guy.
I don't get cut. And other than that, I don't give a shit.
Wow. That's how far we've fallen.
Yeah.
What's the deal with Greg? Greg's
okay,
gadgets.
so he's talking about Greg's gadgets.
Yeah.
He's a fucking dickhole.
Is he really?
He's a dickhole, and he deserves any hate that comes his way.
Yeah?
He's a monster.
Okay. This is really helpful, I'm sure, to Colin.
He's he's an actual monster. There are things that you'll never know that you'll just have to accept. Okay, I'm kidding.
I heard he was behind the Cuban Missile Crisis.
That was him. Yeah. He also, you remember that thing that happened in JFK? Was him.
You gotta keep an eye out.
Wouldn't you hate him too?
For some black helicopters.
So Greg from Greg's Gadgets, we're actually completely cool. We were just texting like last week. Mm-hmm. He watches Recycle Bin, so he's probably going to text me after he sees this.
Yeah.
After I called him a monster. I don't know how it started, but Greg used to have a podcast with Travis, MCP, called GadgetCast. And we started Genius Bar soon after GadgetCast, and I think it started with a joke of like, oh, they're just copying us. Mm-hmm. And then ever since then, Oh,
I see.
But it's been so many years, and it has gone. The game of telephone has gone so far that now it is just kind of an inside joke, and it just looks like we hate each other.
The animosity is built.
Yeah,
but not really.
Literally not at all. I love Greg. I think he's very talented and a great guy.
Okay, now you can return to kayfabe.
He's a fucking monster.
That's terrible. I can't believe he said all that stuff.
Yeah, there were 2 shooters, by the way.
He was both of them.
He was both of them.
Okay, let's hit.
Go. If I'll remember, I'll put a link to his channel down in the description. You guys
That's
should
so
go
cool.
subscribe. He's great.
This is going to be an interesting voicemail. This has been a very insane episode.
You know what?
What you got? You going to put him on there?
Yeah.
Colin?
No, Greg.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
What's the good side? The blue.
This is the good side, and that's the bad side. The one with me and Yinny.
Yeah, this will.
This will be Greg.
This squashes the beef once and for all.
Okay.
On Genius Bar, you may be a monster, but here you are a friend.
Wow.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
This voicemail, well, it's going to go hand in hand with the rest of the episode. I think this is a weird, insane episode, but also a really introspective, kind of thoughtful episode. Mm-hmm. It's more of that.
Hey, Jern. Hey, Bern. This is Joseph from Missouri.
Hey, Joseph.
I was wanting to get you guys' thoughts on Access Media. I know a lot of YouTubers say they don't get paid by Apple, and technically that's true, but I think that it would be intellectually dishonest to say that access to behind-the-scenes footage and rooms and interviews and things like that isn't some form of currency. So what do you guys think about the state of YouTube and the way that Apple can manipulate a narrative through this kind of access media? All right, thanks.
Dude, Joseph, incredible question. I just got to say, you are wasted on us. I saw you get excited, so go off, King.
Before we answer the question, business partner,
yes,
do we both agree that we don't care if they ever invite us to anything ever? I think the ship has sailed for that already, but just to make sure.
No, I mean, it's not. It probably wouldn't happen.
If there's a bridge right here, we're gonna throw a couple matches over there.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, we love Apple, but we don't have to agree with how they approach things.
So, Joseph, what Joseph said is correct. They do not directly pay you
monetarily. Oh,
they won't pay you directly, but they will pay for your travel. Treat you to a really nice time in New York City or in California, pay for your dinner, pay for your hotel. So to pretend like there aren't any like sponsorship benefits or you're not treated like a god by them.
Yeah.
Will you spend money from your wallet that came from them? No. Will they spend money on you? Yes, a lot of it. We have a lot of friends that work directly with Apple, so I'm not going to share any names or anything, but there are, I don't know if this has ever been talked about.
Okay, well,
there are levels of access with Apple. There's like the obvious ones, like a Marquez, right? Top level access. We'll get things. You will notice that with a lot of product drops, there are waves that you'll see.
And it's
even
like
publicly
synchronized.
Yeah, it's like the first wave of product reviews, you'll see that. This is the easiest way to see who has tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 access.
For sure.
The first few videos that come out, and I'm talking about like not an iPhone 16e, but when the iPhone 17 Pro comes out, you'll see a first wave of videos. Those are easily considered tier 1. And then you'll see a week or so later, it's like Apple will send out a free phone to people, and those are tier 2. They didn't get it early, but they got it sent to them.
They got it.
It's the same thing with tier 3. They didn't get it early, but they'll get it, and they didn't get it as early as tier 2, but they'll still get it a free phone to do a review.
Eventually.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
They have to return those phones. Theoretically. You know, the rule is you don't get to keep the iPhone. So that's why a lot of people that get the iPhone, especially in tier 1 or tier 2, they also buy their own around the same time. They probably bought their own first because they had to do some YouTube video or something, and it was more timely to buy their own than Apple send them one because they're in tier 2 or 3. A lot of people, like sometimes, you know, let's say, do you have to return your iPhone? Yes, but maybe you have to return your iPhone exactly a year from when you got it, which also lines up to when you get your next one. So it's like you are getting a free iPhone. So there are like maybe tier 3 will have to pay their own travel if they get invited somewhere to an Apple event or something like that. But like tier 1, tier 2, they aren't paying for shit. They are getting treated. They're
pampered almost.
Pampered. Yeah. And it's like that conditions those people to be loyal.
Well, how would it not? I mean, that's a conflict of interest.
It's also like, you know, we've had companies do the same thing for us. It's a very nice feeling. It's very validating. Especially if you're like early on in the business. It feels great. It's nice. None of you would be like, oh, a trip that's paid for me? Nah. It is nice, but they are, you know, there are loopholes to the rules a little bit.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And the issue is all the things that we're saying about Apple right now can be applied to any company in tech.
Oh, that's everything. Yeah, for sure. That's why his question was for access media in general.
Yeah, that is the whole point. Apple's very smart. They know that, you know, publications used to be the only things that got stuff early. They got invited to Apple events. Like there was a point where you can watch an old Apple event where Steve's presenting, and all in the front you just see people from like mainstream publications with their laptops. And
this was a Tim thing, the influencers.
Yeah, well, that's because that's it's a very astute business rule.
Oh yeah,
that you are supposed to be where the people are. And the people are watching influencers more and more and more. Those are the people that they trust. They trust publications and news media way less now. The fake news is a whole thing. And they care way more about influencers.
Yeah.
And the same way that, like, when radio was a thing, TV made it look archaic. And now streaming is making TV look archaic, and influencers are making movie stars look archaic. It's like it will all trickle down. So eventually there will be a period where people trust influencers a lot less. I'm sure that's happening now on occasion here and there, but right now that's where the attention is. So Apple will treat those people, especially people. These are not people in publications. These are regular people with no prior training getting treated like they're somebody, and they are. A lot of them are somebody, but
they definitely are.
By this company that is a godlike figure, a cultural icon, and of course that has influence. And you just have to. In no way am I saying that everyone that is treated that way is completely loyal. Will leave things out of their reviews. We'll do that stuff, but. You kind of have to pick and choose what you're going to believe that they're saying and what they're not necessarily what they're saying, but more like what are they leaving out conveniently.
Well, a way you could. I feel like no matter the person, there's going to be a level of, let's say, there's a bad feature on a product. This person gets sent out to wherever, everything paid for, trip paid for, everything's copped. You just show up, pampered, and enjoy the presentation. And internally, you go, wow, that kind of fucking sucked. But when you present that information, that opinion to your audience, there's going to probably be a part of you that's like, you're not going to say, wow, that fucking sucked. Because in the back of your mind, you'll be like, well, they flew me out. And they did all this stuff. And I don't want to...
It's almost like you're looking at them as another person.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to be mean. And that was kind of fun. And then maybe instead of going, that fucking sucked, you go... That wasn't great.
Yeah, and it's easy to, especially if you've had no access or whatever, and you see the products for what they are, it's easy to pick them apart. But when, especially the higher tier people, or I guess any of the tiers, are invited to Apple Park and they're meeting the people that are in the events that are hands-on working on the products,
making
the stuff. It's personal now. Like this is their entire livelihood. They put their heart and soul into making these things, and then it's much harder to be like, yeah, well, you made a shitty thing.
So what you're saying is eventually Tim is going to invite you to Apple Park.
Hope not.
And he's going to go, hey, Jern, here's Jerry. He built iOS. He's majorly responsible for iOS and how bad it is. You're going to be nice to Jerry.
No.
You're going to go, fuck you, Jerry.
Well, I'm not going to say fuck you, but I will say, Jerry, why?
Yeah, but you feel internally,
fuck you, Jerry.
Fuck you, Jerry.
Yeah.
But you're not going to attack Jerry.
There are, in terms of like who you should trust, I would also say there's like a tier 0. There are people that Apple needs a little bit more than they would need Apple, like Marquez. Marquez, I'm sure, pulls back punches on more frequently than we know.
Not while he's driving. Anyway,
but he definitely has more leeway with what he can say before Apple will pull his access, because the drama of Apple pulling his access as that public of a figure is not worth,
especially if it wasn't in
it's like him saying
criticism.
Him criticizing a small thing here or there will do way less damage to them than them stripping his access and that becoming a whole thing that they have to deal with.
To sum up, Access Media.
I would say tier 2 or tier 3, they might be more influenced than tier 1.
Well, Access Media as a whole kind of almost entirely goes against the concept of journalistic integrity when applied to the average person who has no sort of concept of that.
Yeah.
Like talking to Brian Tong for our iPhone 4 video, our doc, was a big eye-opener from somebody who has actual journalism training and
went to school for it.
Yeah, and can actively see conflicts of interest and stuff, and it's very apparent to him.
Yeah.
It kind of opened my eyes a lot. You just don't think about it anymore. But it is completely against that principle of a neutral stance and integrity, and people paying for your meals, you're going to have some thoughts about the stuff they make. That's human behavior.
That's just and it's not even like a slimy, malicious thing that companies do. Like, of course, like that seems natural. You're asking them to cover.
It just happens to work out.
Yeah, it works out for everybody. Yeah,
except for the viewer, arguably.
Except for the viewer, yeah.
Let's finish off with something chill.
Okay, let's
because
chill.
this has been thoughtful. My brain kind of hurts.
I'm tired.
Yeah, we talked to Steve Jobs today.
It was a lot. I did not expect that.
Let's end with something nice and comfy from our friends in the north.
Hey, Bern and Jern. It's Kay from Vancouver Island.
That's Canada.
You asked about a hockey fight, and as a Canadian, I am obligated to answer.
Oh, thank you.
Let's put it this way. When someone's chirping away or beaking off at you during face-off, and that translates to shit-talking, a fist fight is probably the safest violent act you can commit while wearing murder shoes. Yeah. So, adjacent to regulation things. If you've never tried Nanaimo bars, and I mean the dessert and not the hole in the wall, I highly recommend them. They are a layer of chocolate coconut crumble, custard icing, and then a hardened layer of more chocolate on top.
Oh.
And if you don't like chocolate or coconut, then
I love those
I'm sorry.
things.
No questions this time, but I'm sure I will call in again.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Lovely.
Thank you, Kay. I did some research.
Murder shoes. I will never unknow that now.
I did some research into both things Kay talked about. I have for you, this is all fine and completely not dangerous or upsetting. We're going to look at the TV now.
Okay.
Go ahead and avert yourself.
Okay.
So these are the Nanaimo bars for audio listeners.
I love coconut to a natural degree.
Dude, look how just absolutely lovely these look.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, so that's a dessert I want to make. Canada,
careful.
Things are dangerous. Well, things not dangerous. Things are getting rocky out there between certain subsets of people.
America and America's hat.
I love Canada. Okay.
Canada's great. No problem with Canada.
But there are some things that I cannot get over from Canada in terms of quality.
Like the ketchup chips.
Yeah, and then poutine is absolutely insane.
Wait,
hang on. I'm sorry. Are you saying it's not good? What are you saying? Because I think it's amazing. What are you saying?
It has to be very particular because it gets soggy quick.
That's fair. You have a soggy problem. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
quirk,
concede there.
You might call
a quirk, yeah. But Nanaimo bars look insane.
If you can serve me the gravy on the side, we're in business.
Just while we're talking about
Let
food,
me control it.
so I don't forget, we are still going to be trying sardines and anchovies at some point. Okay. I haven't forgotten. Okay. Content is planned. Forget. Socks will be tested. Don't you guys worry. I also found this. Now, this is...
Oh, no.
This is, from a quick Google search, a lot of people's favorite hockey fight, and it is from 2004, March 5th, I believe.
Good year.
Ottawa versus Philadelphia. And I figured it'd be fun to watch a hockey fight and see, because apparently this is a good one. So let's see what happens.
I had a feeling something was going to happen. They follow each other all the way to the net.
All right. So for audio listeners...
Well,
it's getting messy.
Dirty.
Oh, there's some animosity. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Number 87 is fighting.
Oh, we got fists. They're
from
flying.
Philly.
It's getting a little hairy now.
And number 32 from Ottawa.
They
are
just actually punching each other in the
laying
face.
into each other.
Trying to rip him down by his pads, I would assume?
Yeah, by his jersey. Okay. So it looks... Oh, they're still going. My goodness. Helmets are coming off.
Yeah, no protection now. They are just hurting each other.
Yeah, looks like the Flyers...
The crowd going nuts over it.
Yeah, the Philly Flyers
player... The refs
are
doing nothing.
He had his jersey ripped over his face for a while.
Refs are just like, hey, guys, can please stop it.
This is nuts. Dude, this is
like, how does this stop? Does someone have to die?
They cut away there. Okay, is that another fight?
Happening?
I think this is a match of fights. My goodness.
There you go, refs. Let's take control.
Well, they take control and then they break it up to make a safer environment for the fight. I think is the. There's 3 different fights happening.
Literally everybody is fighting.
Everybody's fighting. I'm telling you, hockey is kind of fucking awesome.
That's crazy.
Like, dude, the crowd is losing their mind.
It's all the sports in one.
Yeah, I think we got to get into hockey.
Yep. Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
Well, I want to.
Wow. What a lovely time.
Yeah. So there you go.
What a show.
Thanks, Kay.
Thank you, Kay.
We recently saw a review on the Recycle Bin podcast like Apple Podcast thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was from a new listener
Yeah.
who said they don't care at all about tech.
Would you like me to read it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, pull it up. It was a fantastic review, which I think it really shows the direction the show is headed in right now.
It was a fantastic review from a new fan.
And they are tastic.
The subject is convert.
Mm-hmm.
5 stars. Was introduced to this podcast via my boyfriend. Please note, I have no interest in tech, but somehow this podcast has taken such a hold on me. I listen to it all day at work, simply because I love hearing the random conversations about stocks, space, and all the tea behind big corporations. Never heard of you guys before, but now I love Jern and Bern. Please keep on making episodes. So, yeah, hell yeah. We're only known as Jern and Bern to them. They don't.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They have no idea what we're doing other than right here.
I love that. That we exist. That's just the universe for them.
Well, they're going to love this. Is this the end of the show?
Oh, it is. Is this Daffodil?
Daffodil time.
Yes. Okay. Hit me.
Okay. I'm
Or I'm
not going to
scared.
say anything. I have some props.
What?
If you would like to describe to the audio listeners what's happening, you may.
Is it a magic trick?
I got a pocket full of sunshine, baby.
Pocket full of daffodils. Okay. So I'm going to do... Okay. All right. Hang on. Before anything else happens, John just pulled out sardines, a can of sardines, and 2 forks. Oh, God.
I felt like it's necessary to wait till the end of the show.
I can't believe I just brought it up.
Because I don't know if we would recover if it happened at any other point in the show.
Do you know what's messed up?
Uh-huh.
I just saw a TikTok. I can't get away from that fucking app. I just saw a TikTok of it was a Balkan dude making like a sandwich.
Yeah.
And he had like a piece of crusty bread and like some butter, and then he was like dicing some veggies, and then the protein he chose for this was sardines.
Oh, God.
And I watched him do
how quiet
it.
the show got.
Yeah, and
We're mourning already.
I watched him do it, and I was thinking in that moment, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this.
Well, you're going to have to, pal.
I'm not in a headspace. At the end of the show?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Would you rather we do it in the middle? Like, I'm of full assumption this is going to ruin my day. So
I just had lunch.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you're going to just chow down on this.
No, I mean, like, I'm afraid of losing it.
Oh. Okay, so I have never smelled sardines before. I've never looked at them in person. But they're in this tin here.
Hey, guys, recyclebinpodcast.com.
Oh, yeah, audio listeners, you're just going to have a terrible time. Which is another good reason it's at the end of the show. If you don't want to hear this, you can just see you next week. For everybody else,
I'm centering myself. I'm going to a meditative place. I'm worried that it's going to get on my MacBook.
Actually, like, I haven't even gotten to the acceptance that I'm going to eat it. I'm afraid to even open this.
Do you have any paper towels or napkins?
Oh.
Nope. Okay, can we open it away from the computer just in case it does like a spurt? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I just don't want it to spurt onto my MacBook. That is my personal MacBook. Okay,
I'm gonna open it. In fact, make sure we get the crack. Oh my God. Okay.
Is this from Aldi?
It is. I didn't go there to get them. I just saw them and I was like, oh.
Oh, you could have not acted on that. Oh,
Hear that?
okay. Hey, I just want you to know before I smell it. I need you to know this before you even open it fully. I have had fish.
Yeah.
I'm trying to come out of this bubble, which I guess is happening now. I've had fish items outside of sushi in less than a handful of times in my life.
Left?
A little
Yeah,
bit.
me too.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic daffodil plant.
A little bit
Why
in your
daffodil?
life? Because you would never think sardines.
Nope.
Yeah.
I've been like excited about trying salmon and things like that.
Oh, salmon is fucking incredible.
Well, it's going to probably be much better than this.
Your first time you have salmon, can I make it?
Of course you can.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't even tried
fuck
salmon.
up some salmon.
Can I sniff? Just
Yeah.
to see what I'm getting into here?
Before we see anything? It smells milder than I
It smells
thought.
like cat food, is what it smells like.
It does.
It smells like tasty treats. Okay, crack it open. Are
Okay,
sardines
here
the
we
full
go.
ones? I can't remember.
Yeah, these are the carcasses.
Oh, they've got bones.
It's an entire corpse of, and
Dude.
many.
Mini?
This is like when in the wars where they would.
Is that why they said pack like sardines?
Yeah, in the wars there were too many. A lot of wars, probably even now, there are too many casualties to make individual graves, so they'll just dig a big old.
This
ditch.
is a mass grave?
Yeah, this is a mass grave
Fantastic.
in a can, and they sell it.
Oh, it's leaking. Hold up.
That's gonna happen, Bern.
Okay.
We're just in this now.
I'm happy
okay,
it's on
buddy?
your side.
Oh my God. Holy shit. This is it looks so much worse than I thought it would. Okay.
Dude,
okay.
We don't have anything to eat off of.
Okay. What to eat off of? We're just going to take a carcass out and put it in your mouth.
I'm not taking a whole thing out,
You
bro.
have to. No, Bern. This is my fucking segment. Daffodil. You're going to listen to me. Listen to me. Part of the scary thing is the bones. So we're going to take the whole thing and put it in there. We can spit it out if we have to. There is an exit plan.
Where?
Okay?
What is the exit plan?
You can spit it out.
Under
Spit it back in here.
Under the carpet?
We can spit it on the desk and just figure it out after that.
I'm absolutely going to try
Entertainment first, logistics later.
Can we meet in the middle here? Because I'm having a hard time reconciling an entire dead fish in my mouth.
That's the point. If we were doing this for pleasure or just at a bro time or for personal reasons,
yeah.
But this is for them. And if we're going to do it for them, we're committing. Your laptop is blocking it, by the way. We need to...
I mean, they're not going to be able to see it.
Look at the beautiful
Here, let me
sardines.
Here, I'll get a supplementary
I
video.
have oil and stuff on my fingers, and my instinct is to lick them. But in this case, I will not.
Yeah, you can go back over to the other side now.
Okay.
I don't want it anywhere near my MacBook.
Okay. So are we going to do this at the same time, sir?
So, can I offer a consolation before you turn it down?
It really is just an entire fish.
Can we divide it into two?
No. I don't ask for a lot from you. Anytime we do something, there's always our own set of rules. I'm saying we got to eat the whole carcass.
Okay.
Think about the conversation we're having right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now think about if you were a listener, what you hope the decision here is going to be.
I don't think they care.
No, they do.
Okay.
You hope that it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And we are not here to disappoint. We are here to point.
Now that I have a camera out, are we should I film you doing it and then I do it?
No, I think the supplemental part's good. Now it's just wide shot, we're both going to shoot for it. Okay? This guy's falling apart, so I'm going to exclude...
That's what I mean. Can we look? It's perfectly in half.
Listen to me. I'm going to pick...
Dude.
I'm going to pick one of these little guys up, okay? Oh, okay. I don't know if I can do this.
Let's do half.
No.
Halves.
Bern, listen to me.
Sure. It's going to fall apart. I can't, dude. This is absurd.
Look, here's a whole guy. Give me your fork. I'm going to put him on here.
We just trade forks.
That's a smarter idea than what I just had.
I don't want... Hang on.
No.
Hang on. There's extra.
No.
Extra.
That's silver skin. You're going to leave it.
What does that mean? I've barely eaten fish in my life.
And now I have a whole
it's
guy.
dripping all over the table.
Yeah.
Are we doing it at once? I kind of want to watch your reaction. Because
No, we're going to do it at once. Because if my reaction is bad enough, you'll chicken out.
No, that's not true.
Come on, same time.
How dare you? How dare you put me in such a terrible spot? It actually smells literally like cat food.
It is. I think I just touched my microphone with it. That's probably permanent now. I'm shaking. That's how much I don't want to do this.
I'm not nervous. I'm just unhappy.
For audio, look at a fucking fish carcass. That's what
it just smells like cat food. It just sounds unpleasant. It just smells unpleasant.
Dude, it fucking reeks. Okay.
I wanted to attempt to anchovies and sardines.
We might like it. That's a possibility. We might get it in there. Wow, what a surprise!
We're going 0 to it. I'm vamping. I'm delaying.
Me too. Yeah, I hate this currently.
You did it.
I know. For them, I'll do anything for them. I'm a man of the people. Who are you?
The mouthful of it is honestly my biggest concern.
I'm afraid. I don't think my mouth is big enough. So I'm afraid what's going to happen. Oh shit! Look who's Django. The cat is here.
This is a problem.
He is. Okay. Yep. Okay. Bye. Sorry, buddy.
No, the equipment.
Is everything good?
Yeah, I think. Great.
Sorry, buddy. Okay, you ready before he decides to get the rest of it?
Oh, I hate you.
This is horrific.
I hate you, my best friend. How dare you do this to me?
Why does it have to look like a fish?
Okay, Jern.
Yeah.
We got to just do it.
You want to dink it and sink it? Oh, fuck. I hate this fucking podcast. I miss Genius Bar.
How dare you do this to us? You brought the devil into our house.
Sam would never do this.
No, he wouldn't.
He would never do this to me. Okay, dink it and sink it.
Okay. It's not that bad, but I don't like it. I'm going to spit it out now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I'm afraid you need this. Okay. Taste was fine.
No. Nope.
It just kind of doesn't taste great. So I don't know if it's them or that brand or something.
No.
What you got for us?
I like fish. That's fucking horrible.
Well, if that's horrible, then I think I'm in the clear. I'm probably going to like salmon.
How is it dry? It's in oil.
Yeah, it's very oily and greasy.
The show needs to end now.
I tried. I
can do no more of this.
Let's just, okay, we'll talk about it again next week, guys. Let's give... What an ending to Recycle Bin, the tech show run by Front Page Tech. Great time to be alive here.
I will never recover from this.
All right, see you next week.
Help me.